forgot you were here, Shannon. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you'd rather wake up to Uncle Earl's smiling face rather than just his pajamas.
Well, I have to admit that's true, but for heaven's sake, I'm sure you'd feel the same way about Duncan.
Yeah, it's funny how when you share the same bed with somebody for so many months, you make assumptions. I thought Duncan and I'd be sharing the same bed for the rest of our lives.
Oh, come on now. It's a beautiful new day. Don't be so gloomy. Besides, you and Duncan just have a little stumbling block. That's all it is to it. Besides, before you know it, he's just going to come back begging you to marry him.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Duncan's not the marrying kind. I always assumed it was fate that was keeping us apart. That's why I worked so hard to break Margaret's curse. I thought that was the only reason Duncan feared marrying me, but now I know better.
Shannon, take it from me, the voice of experience. the confirmed bachelor. I mean, like your Uncle Earl. Oh, he can change his mind when he falls in love.
Oh, that's what hurts, Lisa. I know Duncan loves me, but hasn't changed his mind about marriage.
Oh, that's really sad. When two people love each other, I mean, the way you and Duncan love each other, and think there's something, heaven knows what, something is keeping you apart.
You sleep?
Oh. No, I haven't slept too much.
Oh.
I've been thinking, you know, my whole mind is full of images of my life, of Sierra, of things that did happen and things that didn't happen, and things that I could have done and I didn't do, and I canceled the last trip. I could have seen her.
Don't beat up on yourself so much, okay? You just make yourself crazy in the bargain. Think of the good times, huh?
Yep.
Remember that last letter that C.R. wrote to Greg?
Oh, these children. They're so brave. They're so brave. They don't know what they're getting into.
She said no regrets, huh? Get on with anything. Whatever happens, I'm sure she would have wanted the same for you.
Yeah, she was a good kid. How are our other kids? Are they stirring?
They're just starting to get up. I'm glad they stayed over.
I'll let you know what my first instinct was with Lily. My instinct is to take that kid and lock her up. I want to lock her up like a tyrant and keep her away from all the things that the world can do to her.
Wait a minute. There are kids, you know. I mean, they have to live their lives. They've got to face risks just like you and me. All right?
All right. You know what I've been thinking? I just can't imagine anymore getting through bad things or even good things without you.
Oh, well, you don't have to now. You don't have to.
I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get up and go to business. So I will. And I think Craig had better do that. I'll take off my nightie. Oh, what I want is to slop around this house in my nightie. But I won't.
Yes, I want some information about flights. No, I won't be leaving right away. I'd like to make a reservation though later in the week. Akros, Greece.
Brian. Hi. You okay, Frank? Oh, yeah. I woke up. I thought I was asleep. I took a shower. When I got out, Bryant wasn't in his room. The house was empty.
Well, I had to work the early shift, and it was too late to get a substitute.
No, it's okay. I don't want people changing the schedules, because, I mean, I got to take care of Brian. I got to get on with my own life. I think it would help if everybody got on with theirs, okay?
Yeah. Well, the best way to do that is start off with a good breakfast. I think Bryant's already had his. Yeah. If we can satisfy your appetite, I think we can do the same with your pappies. What do you say, Brian?
What do you think? You want to go get something to eat?
Let's open the door, Brian.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go
boss.
in. Come on. Let's go. Get some breakfast.
Award winner, As the World Turns.
You've got to be crazy to even think of seeing Craig right now. He's so broken up over Sierra, there's no telling what he'll do when he sees you.
What are you doing here? I'm here for two reasons. First, to offer my sympathy. Yeah, what's the second? To find out exactly what you saw and heard of the revolution uprising in Montego.
I don't need your sympathy, Tony. Like everything else about you, it's fake.
Craig, wait. Anything you can tell me could help you.
How?
A lot of the rumors coming out of Montego right now are being started by the revolutionaries. It's hard to know what's truth and what's fiction. They would love the citizens of Montego to believe that patriots like Sierra have been executed as a warning to anyone who would oppose them.
I got an eyewitness account, okay?
Who was your eyewitness?
Oh, your, friend? Maria Flores?
Well, she and Sierra had a serious falling out when Sierra went back to Montego. She could be lying.
Yeah. Maria was very honest about that. She told me when it went down with her and Sierra and, you. But when the fighting broke out, she and Sierra patched things up. I saw her at Sierra's house. This is very hard for me.
Please, Craig.
She said that Sierra and the others were marched into the town square and were shot a few seconds later. And yes, as you said, their names were posted as a warning to others. Okay? That's all I got to say to you. No, as a matter of fact, you know it's not. Later, we're going to talk about my business, the one that you stole from Sierra, that woman that you claim to care so much about. I'm going to take it back.
I do think it's strange
What is?
that my happy-go-lucky playboy uncle is off trying to track down the notorious James Stenbeck when all the authorities in the whole wide world can't find him.
Oh, well, you know how Earl is. He just, he loves to be there for the grand finale. That's all. Besides, he has a wonderful instinct for detective work.
Lisa, I think you see him through ultra-romantic eyes.
All right, maybe I do. Just the same way you see Duncan, right?
Touché. Maybe I have over-romanticized Duncan. I mean, after all he is a handsome, dashing, devilishly clever man who's determined to live his life alone. He's a wonderful catch that's dedicated to not being caught.
Oh, that's silly. Every man wants to be caught.
Yeah. Well, Duncan just wants it on his own terms. I mean, he could just leave me one morning and say, "Sorry, Lassie, I don't feel like living with you anymore."
That's not true. Look, so you have left him alone. He's going to see what these lonely days and lonely nights are going to do. He's going to change his mind. He's going to come crawling back to you with a proposal.
I don't know, Lisa. Duncan is so stubborn. He's more set in his ways than any man I've ever known.
Well, then you've done the right thing by just moving out of the castle.
But it's not some sort of ploy to trap him. I just don't want to waste another day of my life in a no-win situation.
Hey, that's the spirit.
I've always thought that wasting time is the only real sin. And now that we've seen what's happened to Sierra, I realize just how precious life really is. I'm just not going to waste another minute.
Well, look, I'm going to go over to the yacht this morning to meet that Hank. Would you like to come along with me? Oh, well, hold on a minute, please. Think about it. What do you think? Yes, no, huh? What?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, then
Hank's
change.
a nice guy.
He is nice.
I'd like to get to know him
Good,
more.
then get dressed, get dressed. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm down here at your yacht to see that suite we talked about.
Is this Hank?
Nope, it's Kirk Anderson.
Look, Mr. Anson, I already told you someone has asked for the place first.
I know what you told me, but I also know that the early bird gets the worm.
Well, this time, the little worm's going to squirm because I'm going to hang up on it.
Hey, where have you been?
Oh, I was at Beau's. I'm sorry I didn't call, but I've been up half the night with him talking after he had visited Laura in the hospital, and, well, I just thought it was too late to call.
It's never too late to call. Beau is taking all this responsibility on his own shoulders. I don't think that's too good.
You know, he's dealing with a lot right now, and I don't know if he can handle it by himself.
He's probably doing you a favor by trying to keep you out of it.
Well, I don't want to be kept out of it. I keep telling him that, and he doesn't seem to listen to me.
Look, we've got some news here I think you should know. Craig got back from Montega. He has Bryant with him. But we've been told that Sierra was executed by the revolutionaries.
Oh, my God. How is Aunt Lucinda?
Well, it's kind of rough, you know. Lily's very upset herself.
Pamela Wagner, where have you been? I've been so worried about you.
I'm sorry, I just heard the news.
Thank you, darling.
I'm so sorry. How's Craig?
He's trying to be strong. For Bryant.
Is there anything I can do for you?
You're so sweet. Yes. You can come into breakfast and give us your very special brand of optimism, because I think today we need a good dose of it.
You got it.
Thank you, sweetie. Go ahead. I just want to...
Come here.
Just want to lay one on my husband. That's what I want to do. I feel like... Oh, if that's going to be someone with a condolence call. Hello? Oh, yes, he is. Just a moment, please. It's something, transoceanic something. Trip to Greece for you?
He is very nice, very polite.
Oh, yes?
Yes. And he's obviously very talented because Barbara asked him to run her whole company while she's away on her honeymoon, and the kids just adore him. Lily and Dusty and Paul, and compared to Kirk Anderson, Hank is a knight in shining armor.
You really don't like this Mr. Anderson, do you?
Oh, well, Mama, you should listen to our conversation we had yesterday. All he talked about was himself and how successful he is, and if he loses anything, it's just like the end of the world, the ultimate failure.
Well, he sounds very determined and very aggressive. That's probably why he's so good at what he does for Lucinda.
Oh, Mama, it's such a beautiful day. Can we talk about something nice, think happy thoughts,
Yeah,
please?
I'd like to. But, you know, it's very upsetting what you told me about Holden and Emily. I kept hoping that they would have worked things out by now.
I know, whatever their problem is, Holden is doing nothing to help out.
Hi.
Did Mr. Grum pick up that tiller?
Yes, he did. He thanks you very much. Oh, Iva, have you spoken with Craig today?
Well, no, I thought it was a little too early. I mean, when Betsy and I left last night, he was exhausted.
Betsy's probably going to be sleeping in, too. I took her home last night, and I stayed for an awful long time. She really needed to talk about Craig and Sierra.
Is Josh there?
No, Josh was not there. I don't know where he was. Betsy says that he is going to see Aunt Elizabeth next week, as if I care.
Good morning.
Hey, well, isn't
Hey, bud.
this the morning?
I thought I'd come out to the farm and have some breakfast.
Well, I'll go get you some.
Good.
Hey, there's a message here. You got a call from the Visconti office in Rome. They said it was pretty important.
Why would they call here?
I don't know. His secretary said that she tried your office and then your apartment. Emily said she didn't know where you were, suggested that she try out here.
The minute you walked into my lab this morning at 8 a.m. You're not exactly the early bird type.
Oh, I didn't sleep a wink last night. Well, actually, I started to doze off out of sheer exhaustion, and then Visconti's office called.
I thought you lost that account.
We did. I don't know. I tried to get out of his secretary what he wanted with Holden, but she wouldn't tell me anything. She just said that Franco wanted him to call him as soon as possible.
Well, maybe he's had a change of mind.
No. I think Barbara Ryan has a hand in this one.
Why? She's on her honeymoon.
But she's in Rome.
Well, what's the connection?
Look, about a month ago, Barbara had offered Holden the opportunity to start his own company. Now, she was going to give him her new account and the Visconti account. Well, he turned it down flat. I told him to take it, and I think that that's what Franco's calling him about. And I'm sure that if that's it, Holden is not going to talk to me about it.
Honey, I think you should be more concerned about Holden's moving out than some business deal. But tell me what happened. Did you have an argument? What?
No, we didn't have an argument. Things just haven't been the same between us since he found out the truth about the baby.
But this sounds like the first step to divorce.
Holden's not going to divorce me. He can't afford to do that now. Look, he owes me the money from the partnership. And all the money he had saved, he gave to Barbara for her new company.
I don't understand you. Your husband moves out on you, and there are no tears, there's no anger, there's no regrets. You're leaving something out of this story. What's happened that you're not telling me?
Mother, I've told you everything there is to know.
I'm so surprised I didn't see Chet aboard. Now, he promised me that he would be here. He knows that I am renting this place, and he's going to be here to see all the people when they come in after they've read the ads and thank you.
Oh, I'm sure it's not going to make any difference. Once Hank Elliott gets here, I'm sure he'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can't help thinking about how Colin lived here when he was painting my portrait. If I'd known how Duncan feels about marriage then, I would have given Colin a lot more encouragement.
Oh, I doubt that. For heaven's sake, you were very much in love with Duncan. Well, you still are very much in love with Duncan.
That's right. It's the core of my problem.
Well.
Shannon, you're not moving back in here, are you?
Oh, heavens no, Chet.
No, I found someone. I think when he sees it, he's going to take it.
I hope you haven't already accepted a deposit from him.
Oh, heavens, no. No, he's a charming man. His name is Hank Elliott, and he works for Barbara, so that makes him practically family. So it'd be silly for me to take a deposit from family, now, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's good. This could have turned into a pretty sticky situation.
What in the world are you talking about?
Well, when I got here this morning, I met this guy who said he'd just talked to you. The deal's all set. I have his name on a rental agreement and a check for the first and last month's rent.
Well, good morning, landlady. It's a bit overpriced considering the size, but maybe we can work something out down the road.
I have no intention whatsoever of renting this apartment to you. So, sweetheart, would you please just tear up the agreement and the check?
That would be very unwise on your part. I answered an ad in the paper, and your man rented me this apartment in good faith.
I really can't help what he did. I own it. I'm going to rent it to Hank Elliott. And if you think you can force me to do something I don't want to do, then forget it.
Well, now, if you're going to tell me that I can't have it, even after I gave my check to your man and signed a rental agreement, well, I guess I'll just have to call my lawyer, Jessica Griffin, and take you to court for discrimination.
Oh, come on. Would you really want to live here knowing how Lisa feels?
Well, I don't see what difference that would make.
Shannon, just don't even bother to try to reason with this person on any grounds that sound sane whatsoever. I'll just be damned if I'm going to let him get by with it.
You listening carefully so you can answer my lawyer's questions accurately? Don't worry. I'll pay for the call.
Buster, you better believe you will.
Yeah.
Jessica, Kirk, I'm down at Lisa Mitchell's yacht about that apartment. I think I'm going to need your help.
Lisa said there was someone ahead of you.
Well, not anymore there isn't. I signed a rental agreement, and Mrs. Mitchell's manager took my check in good faith. Now she's telling me she doesn't want to give me the apartment, so I think you better get down here and straighten my new landlady out about my legal rights.
All right, Kirk. I'll stop by on my way to the office. But I don't know why you just don't give up on this thing and stop making a federal case out of it. Well, yes, I am your lawyer, and you are my client, and it is my I'll see you later.
You know, this guy really gets on my nerves. This is the second time he's called, and it's before 8:30.
Yeah, well, he can be a little pushy at times.
A little pushy? Hey, the guy is totally obnoxious. I mean, he talks like he owns half the town. And I know he has paid your retainer already, but he doesn't own you.
Well, I get a kick out of him. He's a fascinating case.
Why?
Why? Because someone who is that driven must be trying to forget something in his past.
You know, I think maybe you should have been a psychiatrist instead of a lawyer.
Well, lawyers have to be able to size people up pretty quickly, too. And I'm still trying to do that with a certain handsome detective I know.
Come on, I'm an open book.
Oh, yeah? Well, I noticed you haven't mentioned anything about us living together, even though you spent the night. Again.
Look, that's all I think about. Come on, Jessica. You know, I've got to consider my family's feelings in this.
Well, where do they think you're spending your nights when you're not at home?
I told him I was apartment sitting for a buddy on the force who's out of town.
Oh, Roy, please. Do you really think they believe that?
Jessica, you know, if you really loved me, you'd accept my engagement ring.
Roy, I have told you time and time again, I don't think we're compatible in a marriage just yet. Now, the only way that we can find out if we'll make it is by living together on a day-to-day basis.
Maybe I do not know about all that. All I know is my family is not...
What are you doing? I'm not ashamed of having you here either. I don't know why you're hiding.
Hi, Jess.
Oh, well, good morning, Nella. What can I do for you?
Well, I really came by to see my brother. Has he gone to the station yet?
How the hell did you know I was here?
Where else would you be?
First of all, I want you to know that I'm not taking a trip to Greece or to anywhere else for the next couple of days until I can find out you can do without me.
I can. I want you to go. It's important. You have to go.
Are you sure you don't want to come along with me?
No. I mean, I do, but I don't, because I think you should go solo and find your daughter and get the answers to the questions that you need.
Good.
Darling?
Yes?
Why didn't you want me to mention anything about it to the kids?
I don't want it to get back to Lila. You know, I mean, she just may call Margot and warn her, and then she just runs away, and I don't know.
But why Acros?
Susan overheard Lila talking to Margot on the telephone, and she told her that she just may run into Hal and Barbara at the end of their honeymoon because they're going to Acros.
Wait a minute, darling. Susan tipped you off?
Come on, dear. She knows how important it is to me. She wants to help, that's all.
Hi. Pam's on her way over to the hospital, and I'm going over to Lila's to sit with Bryant. Help Craig.
Well, good, darling. Do that. Be a wonderful girl and help him, because he needs all the support that he can. We got to help him, because he's got to get his business back, right?
Yes, but I don't really see how that's going to be possible. I mean, the price is up so high now that Tony and Holden added some...
Darling, Craig will think of a way. And I'm going to help him do it. We'll strike a blow for Sierra together.
I have to go now. Excuse me.
Dusty, would you be kind enough to make yourself available to be liaison for me with the office?
Yes,
I'm not going in today.
Definitely. When are you going to start your job working for Lisa?
Not until next week. And I'm really excited because Craig hopefully will be back at the Mona Lisa by then.
I see that. Whoa. Oh, come on. Stop this. I'm doing the best I can, Sierra. Doing the best I can.
Craig, it's a call for you. Some woman with an accent. I only made out one word, but it was Sierra.
Yeah.
With part 2 of As the World Turns.
I thought you'd be at the office by now.
It's pretty early, Meg, and I wanted to come by and talk to my mom.
How's Holden?
I don't know. I didn't talk to him before he left this morning.
Tonio was very appreciative of you calling yesterday. Of course, the news about Sierra devastated him.
I really didn't want to be the one to tell him. I just thought he should know.
You know, Dr. Stewart, your daughter has made herself absolutely indispensable where my husband is concerned.
I think that's exaggerating a little, don't you, Meg?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, you must know how much Tonio depends on you for everything, especially now that Holden has become so completely unreasonable for no apparent reason at all.
I enjoy working with Tonio. I've learned a lot from him.
He is a brilliant businessman. But, of course, sometimes he can be such a baby. I mean, like last night, I had to hold him all night long and just rock him and comfort him over his grief for Sierra.
Well, how generous of you. Most wives would be jealous.
Oh, I'd never be jealous of Sierra. Got over that long ago. I mean, after all, they have been friends ever since they were very little. And how could anyone be jealous when my husband keeps on surprising me? He's so romantic. No, I know there could never really be another woman in Tonio's life. Oh, excuse me, there's Pam.
You know something? Meg acts like Tonio is cheating on her, and she knows about it.
Oh, Mother, why do you say things like that?
Because, as Will Shakespeare says, the lady doth protest too much.
Oh, God, Pam, Pam. I don't think I would have made it through last night if I couldn't talk to you.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
glad I was able to help you. Did you get things straightened out with Tonio?
No. I mean, I wanted to scream. I realized that if I told him I knew, I'd just start a huge argument and lose him.
Well, how do you think you're going to be able to live with him after you know he's been unfaithful to you?
I don't have a choice. I love him. I knew what kind of man he was when I married him. But you know what? I think I can fight. And I think I can win. Because I know he doesn't love this woman. He can't.
Yes, but do you really think you can go on living with him in the meantime?
I'm certainly going to try. I've worked too hard on this marriage to give him over to somebody who doesn't love him.
Hello?
Thanks, Franco. I'm gonna do my best. Okay. I'll see you.
Sounds like you got a deal.
2 deals. Barbara left word with Visconti that the offer to take over Barbara Ryan Originals still stands.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about those deals. I thought you told me, though, that you wouldn't be able to live with yourself. You had to go behind Tonio's back.
I remember. But things have changed since then. Tonio once told me that I had the mind of a shark and the morals of a Sunday school teacher. He said that the conflict was going to destroy me. Well, I'm going to make him eat those words and make sure that it destroys him instead.
You know, I don't care about Tonio, Holden. I don't care about you. Now, if you want to take these 2 deals, then that's just fine. You go ahead. You start up a business. You get Tonio to buy you out of this partnership, all on the up and up.
Emily won't let me out of the partnership.
Why not?
I can't explain. Not yet. But there's something that you should know. I am not living at the condo anymore. I'm staying at the executive club. But I don't want Mama and the rest of the family to know about it because they're going to ask too many questions that I'm not ready to answer yet.
Oh, I don't know, Mama. You think it's still early to call Lila and check on Craig?
I think it'd be a nice thing to do.
I'm going over to Lila's to see Craig, Iva. If you can do anything, I'll call you at the hospital and let you know.
Oh, that would be nice. You know, I wish I knew what was going through that, oh, dear, that brain of yours, you know, because you're too sensitive not to know that ignoring Emily is no way to solve your problems.
I love you very much for caring, but I'm going to handle this my own way. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Hello?
Oh, Holden.
Oh, Lily. Lily, sweetheart, I'm so glad you called. I can't tell you how sorry I am about Sierra.
Well, Brian's asleep. Listen, I'm sorry about getting you all excited with that phone call earlier.
I gotta get used to Sierra's friends calling when they hear the news.
Yeah, who was it?
A woman that, took care of Sierra when Lucinda left Montega. She's in Puerto Rico now, I just heard.
I just called the farm. Everyone sends their best.
Well, listen, Lily, now that you're here, I'm going to take off for the hospital.
Casey, I appreciate everything you've been doing.
Oh, sure. Listen, I don't want to be pushy, but since you've been a little rusty with your baby care, I posted a schedule in Bryant's room and also in the kitchen, okay?
Thanks. I mean, on the flight on the way here, I realized I was a bit out of practice.
No, that's all right. If you need any expert advice, you know where to get me. See you later.
I'll see you.
Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Oh, she left to go meet a client and said to tell you that she'd talk to you later.
All right, look, before you tell me what you're doing here, tell me, how did you know I was here? I told Mom and Pop I was apartment sitting for a buddy on the force.
Well, I knew you wouldn't be fool enough to stay with a buddy on the force when you could be with a beautiful woman like Jess, who loves you.
Do the folks know?
Of course they know, but they don't even let themselves know they know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
You gonna marry Jess?
Well, how would that make you feel?
Oh, don't worry about the way it'll make me feel. I just promise I won't be jealous the way I was with Heather. I'm really happier with myself now than I was in those days.
Yeah, I know, and I'm proud of you. You've got your life back on track, and you've come through some really rotten experiences.
Well, after the abortion and everything, I knew I had 2 choices. I could either give up and let myself go down the drain, or I could follow in your footsteps and do something with myself. And if I had selected the first, I would have been a fool. God knows I grew up with a lot of kids that went that way.
Yeah. So, what's up?
Well, I kind of need my big brother's advice.
Oh, about what?
Well, I met a resident at Memorial that I like a lot. And it's nothing crazy serious, not yet anyway, but it could turn out to be.
Hey, Nellie, I love it. That's great. I mean, the folks would love having a doctor in the family, so why haven't you brought him over so we can meet him? What?
Well, a couple of reasons. We both know that we have to deal with some basic problems openly. And I spoke to Jess about it, and she said I should talk to you.
Yeah, well, I don't see any problem with that.
Okay.
So what's the problem?
Well, the guy's name is Ted Lockwood, and he's white.
Legally, the place is yours. Now, you want to tell me why you want to stay in a place you're not wanted?
Oh, there's a principle involved. I'm not going to give up.
You have to know that the sneaky way you went about this is infuriating, Lisa.
Well, then that settles it. I'm going to move in later today.
I think you're making a mistake. Lisa?
Oh, yes, Jess. I hope that you've talked some sense into your client's bullhead.
All I can say is that he wants the apartment, and you have no legal way to prevent it.
Okay, yeah, I have no legal ways to prevent it. But, boy, I've got ways of making your life miserable while you're here.
If you do, I'll slap a lawsuit on you so fast.
Wait a minute. Both of you are going to have to make the best of a difficult situation.
Mrs. Mitchell, I'm really sorry. I feel responsible for all of this.
No, Chet, please, don't feel bad at all. I don't blame you. I blame him.
Mr. Anderson, you're probably not even going to like this place once you move into it. I used to live here, and I got to tell you, it's really cold and damp, you know, the water.
I love a place on the cool side, and the swimming couldn't be more convenient. Now, Chet, after I move in, I'll draw up a list of things that I want done to the place, okay? Thanks.
Oh, no. The agreement says that it is rented as is at the time of signing by both parties. So, there you go.
Well, guess it's all legal and binding now.
All right, Buster, you just read the fine print. Because the first time you do anything to make yourself an undesirable tenant, it will be the greatest pleasure of mine to kick you out of here on your butt.
Lisa, I'm sorry, but I hope there won't be any hard feelings between you and me.
Of course not. I mean, I feel real sorry for you having to have a client like this. Look, why don't you stay aboard Diana's, and you and I, Shannon, we'll have breakfast together.
Oh,
okay,
thanks,
fine?
Lisa.
Okay, great.
I should call Hank.
No, don't call him. I have already called Hank, left a message for him at Barbara's loft. So come on, let's go, Shannon. Let's go. And, Jess, come on. I'll see you there. And you, Chet, do take good care of Mr. Anderson, but just as little as possible.
I haven't had this much fun in years.
Is that all this is to you, a game?
Absolutely. It's called winning. It's a game I never get tired of.
Well, talk to me in a few years. It can be pretty lonely once you run out of partners.
Well, I hope there's nothing else I can do for you, Mr. Anderson.
Well, not so fast, Chet. Why don't you just hang out here while I check the facilities? I want to make sure everything is working order.
Hello? Oh, hi. A friend of mine is coming over today to look at this suite. He may rent it.
Oh, he's already rented it. He'll be out in a minute.
Oh, great. Well, I just have a little housewarming gift for him. If I could just leave it here.
Sure.
Maybe I'll sign the card.
That's what I'll do.
Do you have a... Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You know, he's a stranger in town. I think he's really going to like it here. Seems like a nice place.
Oh, you shouldn't have. My first guest. Well, welcome to my humble abode.
You two talked about divorce? What do you ever talk about? Well, I told you we're asking for trouble when you insisted on going and seeing Craig.
Well, I had no choice, Meg.
Of course you did. People always have a choice.
Well, you're certainly waxing philosophical for so early in the morning.
Well, I know I sort of plunge into things emotionally. Like the affair I had with Dusty. I didn't think of the consequences, you know, just what I wanted.
Well, you know I don't like to talk about that, Meg, okay?
Well, I mean, I'd like to deny there was ever another man before you. But I can't. I just wish I'd been honest and upfront with you immediately instead of you finding out the way you did, I know it hurt you.
I don't understand why you're bringing up ancient history.
Well, I just hope I learned from my mistakes. And, you know, some people never do. They just go on hurting themselves and other people.
I need to talk to Emily for a moment. Hello.
Hi. I've been watching you. And I would never have thought anything was wrong with you by the way you're behaving.
Oh, good. How are things with you and Bo?
Not so good. I woke up this morning and he was gone.
What?
Yeah, he left me a note that he had to go back to Ohio to help his mom through this thing with Laura.
I'm sorry. Hey, if you want to be with him, just take the bull by the horns and go.
Oh, well, I already thought about that, but I don't want to get him angry, and then I could also run the risk of losing him.
Hey, you gotta find out if Bo is worth the risk. If he is, I say go.
Thanks. Listen, I'm already late for class, so I'll see you later, okay? Okay.
Hey, why don't we all get together soon and have a big family dinner? You know, we can have it at the penthouse.
I would like to wait until I straighten some things out with Holden first.
I agree. Gotta get back to the lab, honey.
Okay,
Bye.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Well, Emily, we should be going too. All right? Some papers Jane said needed your signature and your approval, and there you
Has
go.
anyone heard anything from Kirk Anderson? I called.
Haven't seen him, and Jane hasn't heard anything, so...
I don't know what's
just
wrong
let me
with
know.
these people. I really don't.
Listen.
Doesn't he know I need him at a time like this?
I have some good news I think could cheer you up. Monica Lawrence called me, and she'd like me to have lunch with her and her husband regarding our proposition because she's beginning to get a little nervous of the situation over at Montgomery Associates.
She'll
Now,
get
Craig's
nervous.
back.
She sure should. Darling, and remember, you bring her back to Walsh, and you get handsomely rewarded.
Well, really not looking for any kind of reward. I'm just beginning to enjoy the challenge of the whole thing a lot more.
Well, the higher the stakes, the more fun.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. Is John at the hospital or here?
Johnny, he's upstairs.
Okay, I have to see him. See you later.
Sierra?
Morning, Mrs. Walsh. I want you to know that I'm ready to be in charge of things for as long as you need me to be.
I'm glad to hear that, Anderson. Where have you been?
I had a hell of a morning. Yeah, I know. But at least I have a permanent place to live now.
Oh, great. Good, I'm glad.
I think you and I are the only two people in Oakdale who are, but that's another story. Is that your daughter?
Yes. That's Sierra.
She's very lovely.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had a chance to say how sorry I am. I'm not very good at this sort of thing, but I have some idea what you're going through. And I really am sorry.
Why, thank you. Thank you. My daughter Sierra was really very beautiful and good, and not the least bit like me. You would never imagine that I would have such a good daughter.
Well, that's not true.
And I'm going to miss this child.
Do you remember me? Dusty and I went to visit you and your mom. Such a beautiful day. You should be happy. Sierra would want us to be happy. And she loved life. She lived every day to its fullest.
You're right. It's just how Sierra saw things.
Antonio, I am convinced Holden knows what's going on.
Emily, Holden doesn't know.
I think Meg knows, too.
Look, If Meg knew, she would have confronted me. She's not the sort of girl that would keep up a charade. And if Holden knew, he would have shot me by now.
Oh, please don't joke about that. It's not funny.
Well, I told you I'd be back later to talk about getting back my company. I believe you know my lawyer.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light.